Dusk falls on your life like a city with open gates. The road is dust, the watchtowers empty, the signal fires cold. Strangers drift in with smiling mouths and hungry eyes. They do not knock, they do not need to. You left the hinges loose because you craved warm voices more than strong doors. You call it bad luck. It is not, it is policy. It is architecture. When the gates are open at the hour wolves move, the wolves will come. You tell yourself you are kind, welcoming, modern, but kindness without command is merely a welcome mat. Look closely. The vendors who overcharge pick this street. The thieves who praise your taste also count your coins. The charmer who loves your soul studies your schedule. This is not fate. This is a blueprint drawn by your fear of being alone. Stamped and approved every time you let anyone pass without question. Fast steps, short breaths, drumbeat truth. You do not find the wrong people, you attract them with easy entry, friendly noise, and the promise that there will be no price to pay. A town like that becomes a rumor, and rumors travel faster than cavalry. You want love to be weather, something that just happens if you stand outside long enough. But storms do not build houses, men do. In love, as in rule, there is virtue, and there is Fortuna. Virtue is skill, your standards, your timing, your tests, your calm refusal of haste. Fortuna is chance. The sudden message at midnight, the friend of a friend at the party, the algorithm that decides who sees your smile. The naive citizen waits on chance as if fortune were a loyal ally. The prudent governor bends chance to his plan. You with no plan stand at the gate and call whoever arrives. Destiny. You with a plan set patrols. Slow the pace, verify the story, observe what is done when you say no. You with a plan do not hand your power to luck. You make luck audition. Consider the modern square, dating apps, DMs, office happy hours, shared hobbies. That is the marketplace where roles are bought and sold. Virtue is how you price access, how you enforce terms, how you end talks when the other party offers fog instead of proof. Fortuna will always throw dice. Virtue decides whether the dice land on your table or on the floor. If you rely on fortune, you marry the weather and call it loyalty. If you cultivate skill, you marry the truth of deeds and call it peace. Understand one more law. People move by appearances more than truth. The street believes the parade, not the ledger. Your signals are your banners, and banners decide who approaches your walls. What signals do you fly? If you display constant availability, you invite those who seek control. If your speech is soaked in flattery for others and apologies for yourself, you attract those who want a quiet servant. If your profile screams status without substance, expensive taste, chaotic stories, public drama, you call to the opportunist who wants trophies, not treaties. Appearances are not lies, they are uniforms. Wear neediness and you get commanders. Wear clarity and you get diplomats. You do not need cruelty, you need design. Post less, reveal slower, ask for receipts, consistent actions, verifiable friends, a life that can withstand daylight. Meet in public, end on time. Notice who pushes for speed, secrecy, or pity. The fraud rushes. The fraud hides. The fraud flatters. A simple test, say not yet, and watch. Another state a boundary and observe whether they negotiate in good faith or try to bypass the gate by charm. Publish. Through your conduct, that closeness is earned by patience, steadiness, and honest work. The wrong people do not apply for jobs when they know the interview is real. So you are a small state in a dangerous world. Good. Small states survive by discipline. Build walls without bitterness. Train guards without paranoia. Keep the square open, but keep the treasury locked. Let your life be a place where decency can enter and deceit gets bored. This is not romance destroyed. It is romance defended. It is not fear, it is rule. Close the gate, raise the standard, choose peace on purpose. Men are so simple of mind and so much dominated by their immediate needs that a deceitful man will always find plenty who are ready to be deceived. You wanted to be the good one. Clean hands, soft voice, a heart offered like an open palm. You thought goodness would call goodness to you like a bell calling the faithful. But bells also call wolves. The mask of sweetness can be heard from far away, and the wrong people have excellent ears. They read the soft edges of your speech, like thieves reading a map. They notice that you prefer comfort to clarity, mood to measurement, hope to history. They gamble that you won't check the bill if dessert is free, and so they keep ordering. This is how a mask becomes a lighthouse for pirates. Not because you deserve harm, but because your signals say, no inspections tonight. When praise feels like proof, you stop asking for evidence. When being nice feels like safety, you forget to lock the door. False love does not break in, it strolls through a gate that was left open for company. The mercy myth tells you that if you shine enough goodness, someone will finally love you for who you are. It is a sweet dream that becomes an expensive policy. Predators don't love who you are, they love what you overlook. Your craving to be loved for pure goodness is not a virtue when it suspends judgment. It is an advertisement. It declares discounts available, questions discouraged. You become the store with a "Be kind" sign, but no cameras, no receipts, and no returns. Decent people will treat you fairly, but opportunists will turn that sign into a back door and entrance without inspection. Watch how this unfolds in ordinary life. You offer endless patience to the chronically late, and they arrive later. You forgive the lie before truth is restored, and the lie takes root. You excuse the temper because they had a hard day, and rage becomes a strategy. Mercy without standards is not love. It is a subsidy for abuse. Love needs a spine. The calm policy is simple. Extend mercy after accountability, not before. Ask for receipts, not promises. Measure change by actions at noon, not declarations at midnight. When you do, users will say you are cold. You are not. You are closing a loophole. The savior illusion is older than your loneliness and more expensive than rent. It whispers that rescue is love, and that the bold, dramatic bidder at the auction of your attention is the safest buyer. Watch the room. Hands go up fastest when the price is praise. Bids rise when you offer your time, your privacy, your silence. The unscrupulous understand the economics. They manufacture scarcity, ignoring you to raise your price, then returning in a rush so you feel lucky. They manufacture urgency, now or never. If you loved me, everyone else wants me, pushing you to pay before you read the terms. Think of the founder who believes in you, but asks you to work for free until funding lands. Think of the date who plans a weekend getaway on day 2 and becomes offended when you want a coffee first. Think of the manager who promises a promotion if you never disagree in meetings. These are bids, not blessings. Each one asks you to collateralize your judgment with silence. Each one asks you to finance their comfort with your time. Attention is your currency. Silence is your collateral. Once you pledge both, the lender owns you. A wise citizen does not sell the city for fireworks. A wise citizen sets a reserve price and lets impatient buyers walk. Kindness is a currency, and like any currency, it can be minted or counterfeited. Genuine kindness costs the giver something measurable: time, effort, inconvenience when no applause is offered. It is steady. Texts answered within reason. Boundaries respected without theater. Apologies backed by repair. Counterfeit kindness is marked by speed, secrecy, and show. Love bombing arrives like fireworks, brilliant, loud, and designed to blind night vision. It front-loads affection to buy your compliance. Speed creates fog where questions should live. Secrecy protects the buyer, not the bond. Private romance with public distance. Hidden messages paired with loud posts. Let's keep this just between us. The moment you ask for clarity. Show replaces substance. Extravagant gestures designed to drown out the small, stubborn facts that never add up. Learn the cues the way bankers study paper. Counterfeiters overprint. The ink smears under rain. Predators overpromise. The story smears under scrutiny. Ask for small proofs. Meet in open places. Keep plans modest. Decline gifts you did not earn. Hold the pace at human speed. A real ally will match it. A fraud will rage or vanish. Strip away the mask, and you see a simple structure. False comfort is the promise of love without cost. False love is the promise of commitment without terms. Both invite surrender before the meeting begins. You keep accepting because the illusion flatters your favorite portrait: a merciful soul finally seen, a romantic finally saved, a kind heart finally appreciated. But the portrait is bait. Choose proof over praise. Choose a slow yes over a quick devotion. Choose the partner who asks you to think over the weekend plan rather than the one who shames you for needing time. When you treat attention like an asset and boundaries like law, you force pretenders to reveal their hunger. They will call you difficult. Good, easy cities fall first. You do not need to harden into stone. You must govern like a steward, calm, exact, and fair, offer tea at the gate while guards check the carts. Listen to stories, then confirm the facts. Forgive and still require repair. Love and still keep records. In practice, that means asking follow-up questions, keeping early dates in public, pausing when you feel rushed, and telling a trusted friend what is happening so daylight enters the room. This is not cruelty. It is conservation. Predators prefer fog. When you clear the air, they cough and leave. When you light the square, they complain that you are unromantic. Let them complain. You are not auditioning for applause. You are building a state that can outlast storms. The right people do not fear daylight. They invest in it. Choose the real over the show. Choose the small, steady deposit over the grand promise. Choose the next honest act over the next dramatic speech. The mask loses its power the moment you stop chasing comfort and start reading contracts. When your mercy serves truth, your kindness stops being bait and becomes strength. Slow is safe, daylight is love, proof is peace. Whoever becomes master of a city, accustomed to freedom and does not destroy it, may expect to be destroyed by it. Your past is a province that learned to rule itself when no one came to govern. It remembers famine and noise, missed birthdays, the door that never closed. That province did what hungry lands do. It found bandits and called them leaders. Now, when you try to build something steady, the old chiefs still collect their dues. You think you are choosing. In truth, your unruled province whispers terms, signs agreements in your name, and invites rulers who speak the language of your wounds. Uncollected taxes of the soul are debts left by neglect. When you were praised only for results, you learned to buy affection with performance. When love arrived only after compliance, you learned to pay for safety with obedience. These unpaid levies wait at the border like toll keepers. The bandit who flatters you knows the road. He charges admiration for access, then raises the price once inside. The friend who disappears until you volunteer help understands that your treasury opens when someone sighs. The partner who keeps you guessing recognizes the currency you spend quickest, certainty, and auctions it back to you in small, expensive doses. They are not magical, they are practical. They have studied your budget. See the concrete scenes. You answer messages at once because slowness used to cost you love. You take extra shifts because no used to bring punishment. You pay for dates you cannot afford because generosity feels safer than equality. Each act is a coin from an old mint. Each coin says the same line, better to pay than be left behind. The bandits do not need threats. They only need to suggest that exit is near, and you open the vault to keep the lights on. Then comes the treaty of silence. You propose it without knowing, I will not name the pattern if you do not leave. That is the sentence written in invisible ink across many lives. You treat their moods as weather, not weapons. You shrink your questions to keep the peace. You make needs small, wrapped in apologies. Maybe it is just me. You earn a little calm at the price of your voice. Because it works for a day, you renew the pact for a year. Watch this treaty in modern rooms. In the office, the manager who interrupts learns you will finish his sentence for him, and he takes your credit as a convenience fee. At home, the roommate who forgets rent learns you would rather cover the gap than call the truth by its name. In romance, the person who changes plans at the last minute discovers that you will adapt without consequence. So chaos becomes policy. You think this is kindness. It is advertising vacancy. Governance suspended, inspection delayed, borders open. Why do you sign such terms? Because conflict once meant exile. When you raised your voice as a child, someone with keys punished you for asking. Your body remembers the eviction stamped on your first disagreement. So you trade questions for permission to stay, understandable, but not governance. A state cannot run on hope that raiders will become farmers after the gate opens. A state must keep a ledger and read it aloud. Decline to read it, and others will write it for you. Honor the scar, or be ruled by it. The scar is not your enemy, it is a herald. It marks where the city almost fell, and where repairs must be strongest. To honor the scar is to invite it into council and draft policy. I was left alone. My law is steady companionship, not desperate attachment. I was praised only for achievement. My law is mutual effort, not endless performing. I was shamed for needs. My law is clear asking and clear refusal. Sovereignty begins with such proclamations. In practice, ceremony matters. Create a weekly audit. What did I give? What returned? What was promised? What was delivered? Use a cool mind. A single delay is weather. A pattern is policy. A single apology is chance. Repeated repair is skill. Replace the treaty of silence with the edict of clarity. Say what you see, early and briefly. I want plans confirmed a day ahead. We share costs. I will not continue if shouting returns. Deliver these lines plainly and watch the market respond. There will be backlash. Bandits hate courts. They will call you selfish, rigid, unromantic. They will appeal to the old winters when you were grateful for crumbs. Hear them and do not yield. Remove their right to collect. Replace tribute with tariff. Access requires accountability. Traffic slows at honest scales. You are not closing your heart. You are closing your books to fraud. A city that cannot count cannot last. A person who cannot count cannot love with honor. Understand the deeper motive. You are not becoming hard. You are becoming consistent. Consistency is a fortress. Decent people recognize. Healthy allies are merchants of good faith. They flourish where weights are honest and measures are true. When you publish your laws, the wrong rulers lose interest because the harvest of confusion dries up. The right ones arrive with contracts, not costumes. They sign with deeds, not declarations, and they do not fear minutes taken or sunlight named. Even a small state commands respect when it guards the gate between the old province and the present capital. When memory tries to appoint ministers, the pleaser, the apologist, the hero, thank them for past service and retire them with honors. Appoint new officers, the auditor, the archivist, the marshal of boundaries. Let them ring the bell when terms slip. Let them suspend trade when storms arrive. This is not drama, it is administration, the quiet work that keeps citizens safe. You will miss the quiet bought by silence. You will miss the rush bought by surrender. Both were narcotics. Now you choose nutrition. Some nights will feel empty because noise once filled them. That emptiness is not danger. It is space where allies can enter at human speed. Train yourself to wait. Train yourself to verify. Train yourself to leave the table when the price is dignity. These are not punishments. They are investments that rebuild the city from the foundation up. Govern your province or your wounds will govern you. The law is simple. What you do not rule will recruit rulers against you. Begin with one border crossing today, one no, one request, one measured response to a late apology. Write it down. Keep the record. A year of such entries becomes a constitution, and a constitution outlives every bandit. Name the law, honor the scar, rule yourself first. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Flames take the curtains first, then the beams begin to talk. The palace that felt permanent shows its seams. It happens like this. The compliments multiply, the questions disappear, and somewhere a lock goes missing. You call the warmth loyalty. You call the noise community. You do not notice that the doors now swing in only one direction. You are surrounded, and you are alone. The Council of Echoes gathers when you trade truth for comfort. They do not advise, they decorate. Their gift is timing. They clap on the beat. They bless your most expensive mistakes with sweet names. You're generous when you fund chaos. You're patient when you tolerate lies. You're compassionate when you excuse cruelty. They arrange the light so you never have to look at the ledger. When you doubt, they sing louder. When you sense danger, they hold up mirrors polished to blindness. You feel safe because your image is everywhere. Dependency corrodes judgment. One favor at a time. In the office, a deputy praises your vision, then ignores the numbers. You defend him because he shields you from the cold facts you fear. At home, a partner glorifies your strength, then hands you rules written in tiny script. Fewer friends, fewer questions, more apologies. Online, a chorus assures you that anyone who disagrees is a hater. It feels like rest to let them filter the world for you. Slowly, you outsource thinking to applause. You forget that courage is not the absence of dissent but the habit of hearing it. The ceiling fails all at once. A supplier calls the bill as double because someone promised your signature at midnight. A friend says, "We need to talk," and their eyes do not blink. A small lie you tolerated grows teeth and runs room to room. You turn to your counsel and they say, "Stay calm, it's nothing," while their feet angle toward the door. Panic arrives like horses. Shame follows like ash. You were warned and called the warning unkind. You fired the guard who asked for proof and kept the jester who praised your taste. Now you realize the music was louder than the truth for a very long time. Exile in your own capital begins with simple humiliations. You cannot find the key to a room you paid for. The people who knew the wells kept their knowledge as leverage, and now they have slipped out through the garden gate. Numbers you trusted are suddenly shy. Invitations dry up. The smiles that greeted you every morning turn into careful condolences. You walk streets that still carry your name, and every door asks for a code you don't have. Your chest hammers. You bargain with air: "If I fix this, if I prove this, if I smile better, maybe the doors will open." They do not. This is what failure feels like. Noise without allies, access without respect. Name the physics plainly. When you try to be liked, you are not respected. When you avoid conflict, conflict multiplies in hidden places. When you keep the ballroom bright and the treasury dark, thieves wear tuxedos. A ruler becomes a guest in his own house by choosing harmony over honesty. You feel it in small rituals, rereading old messages for proof it was real, practicing speeches in the shower, checking your phone at 2 a.m. like it's a gate that might open if you wish hard enough. It will not. Wishes do not repair walls. Bring out the reckoning ledger. Write while the smoke still stings. Numbers clear the perfume. Time, hours spent soothing adults who behave like children. Money, dinners, gifts. I've got you loans that turned into silence. Reputation. People who saw you tolerate chaos and lowered their estimate. Self-respect. The yes you gave when your whole body whispered no. Add the interest. Sleep lost, projects delayed, family postponed. Arithmetic is mercy because it ends arguments with the past. When the ledger is honest, the palace stops being a myth and returns to a building with a fire code. Inspectors don't hate you, they save you from the next blaze. Now choose policy, not drama. Replace the Council of Echoes with a cabinet that argues. Promote the quiet analyst who told you the margin was fiction. Invite the friend who made you defensive and thank them for surviving your pride. In love, set procedures. Slow pacing, public first meetings, transparent calendars when trust matures, and a rule that rage ends the night, not the person. In work, require plans on paper, not slogans. On your phone, unfollow the applause farm and keep the one critic who still cares. Study new signals. When someone flatters you, ask them to count. When someone offers rescue, ask them to wait. When someone hates your fence, inspect what they are smuggling. The right allies pass through the gate with honest cargo. The wrong ones object to being weighed. Let them object. If a team member demands access without accountability, move them outside the walls. If a lover treats chaos as personality, release them to the weather they admire. Stability is not cold, it is generous oxygen, it lets decent people breathe. Do not confuse leadership with loneliness. Approval was a drug, it made you sleepy. Leadership is a posture. I will listen, I will verify, I will decide. You will feel smaller at first, because the mirrors are gone. Good. The space left by mirrors is where real counsel gathers. Your new advisors will bring problems instead of praise. Welcome problems. They are the rent you pay for reality. Make meetings shorter and minutes clearer. Keep receipts for promises. Measure repair, not rhetoric. The palace burns, and this is not your ruin. It is your audit. You woke to the crack of beams and found your name under debts you did not mean to sign. Now draft a new charter. Smaller rooms, stronger doors, less velvet, more stone. Remember who stayed when the music stopped. Remember who brought water without a speech. Those are your builders, those are your friends. The rest are guests, and guests do not keep the keys. Count the cost, close the circle, rebuild in stone. You mistook a contract for a poem. You heard music and signed away the keys. Tonight you look at the ruins and see the truth. This was not love. It was a negotiation conducted in candlelight, with terms mumbled and penalties left blank. Terms, not dreams. Begin by translating the fog, where different means access. How much of your time, your sleep, your privacy did they receive? At what hours, in what rooms, through which doors? I'm all in means loyalty. To whom, to what, and under which conditions does that loyalty hold? When you are praised, or also when you are pressured? It's just us means exclusivity. Defined how? By words, by calendars, by conduct when no one is watching. I'll try harder means effort. Measured where messages answered on time. Plans kept without drama. Repairs completed after harm with visible change. Dreams are fog, terms are bricks. Fog feels romantic when it swirls. Bricks look plain when they stack, but only bricks hold weight. In the office, a manager who says, "We're a family," but never sets hours buys endless overtime with sentiment. On a date, we don't need labels. Purchases access without responsibility. Translate the slogan and you will see the price. Now compute value, risk, and collateral. Value is what you gave: companionship, focus, expertise, introductions, your body, your future hours. Put each on a line with a number. How often, how long, how deep. Risk is what you faced if it failed. Lost months, damaged reputation, relocation, debt, anxiety, the dull ache that steals your attention at work. Collateral is what you pledged to keep the deal alive. Your silence, your boundaries, your ability to leave. If your collateral was dignity, the price was already too high. Imagine a marketplace. You bring reliability, listening, and steadiness to the stall. They bring excitement, charm, and intensity. The exchange is fair only when both pay with action. If you provide predictable effort while they pay with speeches, the market is rigged. You are subsidizing their comfort with your peace. Notice how the other party priced you. Did they delay gratification to honor your safety, leaving early when you were tired, pacing intimacy at your speed, choosing honesty over advantage? Did they share verifiable costs, time, inconvenience, money without complaint? Did they protect your name in rooms you could not enter, or did they demand discounts, immediate access with later proof, closeness wrapped in secrecy, forgiveness without repair? Discount seekers are not lovers. They are traders buying wholesale and selling you back to yourself at retail. A fair exchange in the heart looks like this. Both sides tolerate small discomforts now to build trust later. They text when they said they would. They introduce you to friends. They admit fault quickly. They follow through without being chased. If instead they argue with the scale. Why do you need that? Don't be dramatic. Just trust me. Take your goods back. Honest merchants do not fear accurate weights. Renounce the fairy court. That court promises that love conquers all, which secretly means you must surrender all. Ungoverned love is not freedom, it is feudalism. Chaos wears a crown and calls itself passion, while peasants, your plans, your sleep, your health, are taxed to feed the spectacle. In this court, jealousy is presented as depth, volatility as chemistry, and we against the world as a pass for private harm. Shut the theater, require law. Love that cannot tolerate limits is not a sovereign feeling. It is a traveling show that burns villages wherever it camps. The right kind of love respects borders. It asks before entering. It leaves rooms as it found them, and it pays for what it consumes. You may fear that terms kill tenderness. The opposite is true. Clear terms remove predators and make room for play. Games are only fun when rules exist. Otherwise, the strongest cheats and calls it spontaneity. Put form around feeling. Keep your mornings yours. Keep your work unbargained. Keep friendships outside the court, so counsel survives the storm. Require that anger ends with repair, not souvenirs of fear. Insist on daylight, public plans before private claims, names you can search, stories that can be verified. If someone calls your standards unromantic, remember that a bridge without rails is not more romantic. It is merely dangerous. Face one last revision. The story you told about yourself. You said you were chosen by fate. Actually, you were chosen by your open gate. You said loyalty meant staying through anything. Actually, loyalty means staying through what is repairable and leaving what is not. You said patience would transform them. Actually, patience without consequence trains them to rule you. do not curse your kindness, govern it. Invest it where it compounds, where apologies arrive with action, where desire keeps pace with respect, where curiosity about your needs is not a performance but a habit. Take the pen back. Write new terms in clear ink. Access measured by consistency, loyalty balanced by self-respect, exclusivity proven by behavior, effort recorded in actions the eye can count. Appoint witnesses, a trusted friend, a calendar, your own ledger. Post the policy at the gate. No discounts on dignity, no loans against sanity, no contracts signed in smoke. When the next suitor arrives with poetry, smile and ask for terms. When they answer clearly, you will feel the rare warmth of safety. When they refuse, you will feel something better than intensity. You will feel your authority returning to your hands. No fantasy, clear terms, dignified peace. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Begin where power begins, with rule over your own gates. You will not terrify others, but you must impress your boundaries upon them. Become a prince of yourself, measured, visible, difficult to sway. Love will come, but it will come to order, not to chaos. Virtue is your skill, the decisions you practice until they look like instinct. Fortuna is chance, weather, timing, the messages you did not expect. Appearances are the banners you fly at the city wall. They tell strangers how to approach and what price must be paid to enter. Today you write doctrine, not drama. Doctrine. Fortify the walls. Standards first, sanctions next. A standard is a non-negotiable, rooted in self-respect, not mood. You will not accept shouting. You will not hide like a rumor. You will not purchase closeness with debt, financial or emotional. You will not be rushed through decisions that change your life. Write them plainly, in language a tired mind can remember. A sanction is the predictable consequence for crossing a line, known in advance, delivered without heat. Shouting ends the conversation and pauses access for 48 hours. Repeated secrecy ends the romance, not the week. Lightness without responsibility ends future plans. These are not punishments. They are prices that maintain value. A wall is not a threat. It is an explanation of where your city starts. Apply this at street level with friends. The one who cancels repeatedly moves to daytime coffee, not prime evening. With work, the manager who forgets agreements receives confirmation emails and tasks without written scope do not begin. With dating, no overnight visits before 5 consistent weeks of public meetings and normal pacing. Record your sanctions once and honor them always. If you fail, opportunists will test you again tomorrow. If you hold, parasites drift away and allies appear. Dignity grows where policy is predictable. Next, practice the diplomacy of desire. You are not a fortress sulking behind stone. You are a country trading in truth. Signal honestly, without oversharing. Curate the banner you fly. Calm speech, clear schedules, a life that runs even without them. Do not broadcast your hunger. The market punishes desperation. Begin with a slow pace. First meetings in public. Limited time, leave before intensity begs for an extension. Let your absence teach them that your life has weight. Signals should be simple. Timely replies during daylight. Thank yous that reference specifics. Questions that show memory. Oversharing is a bribe. It buys attention with secrets that should have been earned. Screen early with small tests. The serious pass gladly because they want a stable bridge. Ask for daylight video before intimacy, real friends before exclusivity, social media that includes you naturally without theater. Ask for logistics. Show me your plan, your timeline, your willingness to adjust. Say not yet and watch. The opportunist grows impatient and calls you names. The honest partner adjusts and proves with action. Use public settings to read how they treat staff, elders, and time. Use the coffee test. Can they converse without performance? Use the boundary test. When you decline a last-minute change, do they negotiate respectfully or punish with silence? A prince does not guess. A prince observes. Rule appearances with intention. People move by what they can see. Let your calendar say you are not constantly available. Let your posture say you know the worth of your hours. Keep your online signals clean. Fewer subtweets, fewer thirsty posts, fewer vague proclamations that invite rescuers. Display competence. Your work before your wounds, your craft before your confessions. Dress the part of your values. Neat, honest, not a costume. Make exits as dignified as entrances. A well-managed exit is a banner too. It tells the city you do not burn bridges to feel powerful. You do not owe performance. You owe clarity. Now govern the court, rituals and records. Rituals create rhythm where emotion would invent weather. Choose a weekly audit. Sunday evening 20 minutes, no drama. What did I give? What returned? What pattern grew? Write it down. Use a ledger with 3 columns. Promises, proof, peace. Promises, what was said. Proof, what was done. Peace, how my body felt after. If proof is thin and peace is rare, the rest is marketing. Set quarterly councils with 2 trusted advisors who are not impressed by your excuses. Show them the ledger. Give them permission to disagree. Minutes must be taken. Decisions written. Dates set. Power loves paper. Predators hate it. Make agreements with yourself that are as binding as contracts signed in ink. The rule of 3, a red flag appears thrice in any 30-day window and ends the arrangement. No speeches. The rule of return after conflict. Both parties must return with a repair in hand within 72 hours. Behavioral, not lyrical. The rule of sleep. Major decisions require 1 clean night between proposal and consent. Install routines that protect your city in bad weather. Co-working on tough days. Exercise before messaging. Meals before meetings. Bed before bargaining. Boredom is not your enemy. Boredom is the hallway where good judgment walks. Manage Fortuna like a river. Channel it. Do not worship it. Leave room for chance, but narrow its damage. Keep a modest emergency fund, so loneliness cannot buy you company. Keep parallel sources of meaning, work, friendship, service, so romance cannot hold your whole city hostage. When fortune brings a dazzling stranger, slow the gates, not the smile. When fortune withholds attention, strengthen walls rather than begging the sky. Luck favors the prepared not because the gods are sentimental, but because prepared people waste less time on fires they lit themselves. Expect pushback. People who fed on your softness will call your policy rude. They will accuse you of playing games when in fact you are publishing rules. Do not teach them. Enforce the line and let them read the sign on their way out. Expect also a new quiet. The silence that arrives when chaos stops visiting. At first you will miss the noise. Then you will notice space for study, craft, laughter that does not need a lock. Virtue grows in that space. You become accurate. Accuracy is charisma of a durable kind. It draws partners who prefer laws to gambling and friends who prefer steadiness to spectacle. This is how a small state survives and prospers, not by hardening into stone, but by becoming legible. You are not trying to control the world. You are governing an address. Anyone worthy of a key will be grateful for the map. Anyone who hates maps was never going to pay the toll. Raise your standard. Keep the gate. Welcome those who arrive with proof, patience, and respect. And when storms come, as they do for every city, your walls will hold, your court will argue and repair, and your nights will end in peace instead of searchlights. Calm law, clear signals, earned access. Dawn comes without trumpets. Smoke thins, stone cools, and you stand with a broom in one hand and a key in the other. Peace is not a prize that falls from the sky. It is work that begins when the crowd goes home. You rebuild by choosing small certainties over loud promises, bricks over banners, law over luck. Start with the garden after the siege. The ground is torn, but it still remembers how to grow. Clear the broken glass. Stack the good stones. Set 1 rule per day and keep it like a vow. Bed by a steady hour. Food before debates. Work before messages. Walks before screens. These are not glamorous orders. They are irrigation. As the days repeat, your nerves stop scanning the horizon for sirens. Sleep returns like a citizen who trusts the guard. You do not hurry, you pace. You make rooms useful again. A table that holds real meals. A desk that holds real plans. A door that opens and closes on time. The city inside you begins to breathe with a calm rhythm, and the fires that once called themselves passion die for lack of fuel. Keep the tone plain. You are not founding an empire, you are repairing a house. Avoid speeches. Count tasks. When doubt barks, give it a job. List tomorrow's duties. Then close the book. Practice simple courtesies with yourself. Clean clothes laid out, a brief note of what went well, a chair by the window where morning light can reach. Calm is not a mood, it is architecture. A day that begins in order tends to end in order. The world will still knock, your frame will hold. Now choose allies, not idolaters. Idolaters worship you when you feed their fantasy and turn on you when reality asks for patience. Allies invest. They like you and also hold you to your laws. They knock, they wait, they carry their share of the load. You can spot them by 3 traits. First, mutual benefit. They bring offers that help both sides. Shared projects, shared laughter, shared rest. They introduce you to rooms you can stand in, not stages you must perform on. Second, clear boundaries. They say yes with dates and no with reasons. They do not punish you for limits. They plan around them. Third, consistent deeds. They keep the small promises that have no audience, showing up on time, following through after the apology, leaving a place better than they found it. With such people, your city grows stronger because traffic moves by rules, not by begging. Remove the throne. You do not need worshipers. Worshipers crave miracles and punish maintenance. They force you into theater. Choose people who respect cleaning the tools, paying the bill, locking the gate. Your life is not a stage. It is a city that works when the hinges are oiled and the laws are known. In friendship, prefer the one who texts to confirm a plan over the one who storms your door with drama. In love, prefer the partner who grows with your pace over the one who demands a plot twist every week. Stability is not dull when shared by honest hands. It is fertile. Finally, let Fortuna see you prepared. Chance is a river. Build channels. Keep a modest reserve of time and money, so panic cannot buy your choices. Keep a small kit of routines for hard days. Call a friend, cook a simple meal, walk 10 minutes, write 5 lines. Practice patient pacing. 2 slow meetings are worth more than 10 frantic ones. Say not yet often. It trains luck to meet you on your schedule. Courage is the final tool. Not noise, not rage, but the calm decision to act when a gate must close or a rule must be enforced. You do not threaten, you carry out. You do not explain endlessly, you post the tariff and collect it. Expect ordinary setbacks, rain, delay, the visitor who tests the fence. Answer with policy, not panic. Review your ledger on Sundays. Thank what went right. Adjust what failed. Invite counsel from those who do not flatter. Then return to the garden. Pull weeds, water roots, rest the soil. The city looks unremarkable from the outside. And that is the point. Inside it breathes. A quiet, well-ruled state does not promise excitement. It offers shelter. From there you will attract the steady, repel the reckless, and meet fortune as an equal, not a beggar. Let the world chase fireworks. You will keep the light. Small laws, steady friends, patient courage.